You're watching Chartbusters on CNBC TV18. We have a handful of stocks which are doing well. From the pharmaceutical stocks, yes, we had a few stocks, but now we have a handful of these FMCG stocks as well. Jubilant Foodworks moving towards the high point of the day. We have Colgate as well doing fairly well. And from the broader markets, we have something like an Ashok Leyland and Biocon ahead of numbers at the high point of the day. But it is the power sector in focus. We had the announcement that came by yesterday from the finance minister, where PFC and REC will give 90,000 crore rupees to the power Discoms. How does it stack up for the Discoms as well as the listed space? We have Anisha joining us to detail all of that. Anisha.
Oh, well, yes, there are a lot of announcements that were made for power sector yesterday. To begin with, as you mentioned, it is the liquidity injection worth 90,000 crores that PFC REC will make to the Discoms. Remember, they will be lending this loan to the Discoms against the state guarantees. So in that sense, it's a very positive news for the entire power sector, because remember, the Discoms currently owe around 75,000 crore rupees to these generating companies, and the list should come up for you on the screen. Names like NTPC, NLC, Adani Power, Tata Power fare quite high in this particular list, because they are owed anywhere between 10 to 5,000 crore each as far as the dues from Discoms is concerned. So it's a positive news for all these generating companies, and that's why Tata Power, Adani Power, CESC, JSW Energy are all trading higher. However, on the flip side, for PFC REC, it's fundamentally not that an exciting news, because first of all, they have to offer these loans at a reduced price. So generally, they offer loans at 3.5%, and now they will have to give this loan at 1.5%. To add to that, there is the overhang as well that maybe the Discoms at the end of the tenure might not be able to pay the entire amount, and hence the overhang of a possible haircut is also, that is something playing out for these companies. Discoms, as I mentioned, owe around 75,000 crore rupees to the entire generating companies. The other thing that has happened is that the government has asked the central power generating companies, the likes of NTPC, SJV and NHPC, etc., to give some rebates to the Discoms. Now, this is a negative news in terms of earnings of these companies, and that's why you're seeing that NTPC is down about 6% in trade. Remember, the government has also asked them to waive off the transmission and fixed charges. Now, the details of this is not out, but from what we understand, this might be a hit of around 3,000 crore rupees for the central power generating and transmission companies, and analysts believe that the hit to the EPS can be anywhere between 5 to 10%. CLSA also says that this this government mandated rebate is against the sanctity of regulations, and this move can also raise corporate governance concerns as far as CPSC is concerned. Jeffrey says that NTPC is likely to offer 2 to 2.5% rebate on the receivables, and the earnings impact can be around 9 to 11%, and that is why that stock is taking it on the chin, down about 6% as we speak.
Okay, all right, Anisha, thanks so much for that. Well, let's understand this in greater detail. We have with us the Managing Director of JSPL, Mr. Sharma, who joins us on the phone line. Well, thanks so much, Mr. Sharma, for joining in. Well, as our colleague Anisha just told us that PFC and REC, they are likely to infuse liquidity of close to 90,000 crore rupees into Discoms. A couple of questions out there. What is the outstanding that JPL has from Discoms, if you could quantify that number? And with this infusion, how much money are you likely to get?
Yes, good morning. Thank you very much for connecting me. This is a very good news for almost all the power sector. And JPL is going to get a great benefit, because all these discounts, they owe about 1,150 crore rupees. So this money, I think it will start flowing in. And we welcome this particular move. This will also help the industry as well as the entire country to generate more and more power. I think Honorable Prime Minister and Finance Minister have a view that the industrial sector will do better, and once the industries and the manufacturers, they do better, yes, that means more power consumption. And
Mr. Sharma?
Energy is, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah,
so
Mr. Sharma, we understand the macros, and this is likely to be a good booster shot for the power companies, yeah, on the whole. But Mr. Sharma, we wanted to understand for JSPL, and in that for the power unit, that's JPL, what are the total receivables outstanding coming in from the Discoms? How much do you think that you will receive, and by how soon? Please go ahead, sir.
You see, the total overdue, which is to be recovered from them, is 1150 crores, 1150. And we are expecting, we are now will be speaking to all of the Discoms, we'll be speaking to all of our consumers. I'm sure that within next 15 to 20 days time, the money will start flowing in. So this is a very good news, we welcome it.
All right, 15 to 20 days is when you expect the money to come in by, and 1150 crores is what the Discoms owe JPL. If you could tell us, are you expecting the entire amount to come by? And secondly, what sort of PLF are you currently functioning at? Have you signed any more power purchase agreements in the recent past?
Not yet, but now the exchange is very active. We are running at a PLO of 75 to 80%. I'm sure after this lockdown, the power demand will increase in the country. And I think this is the aim of government, to consume more and more power to make people enabled to use power. And since the MSMEs will start working, so the power consumption will increase substantially. This is what we are expecting. As far as the money is concerned, I mean, whatever the funds are to come, we cannot expect that everything will come in the next 15 days, but I'm sure the money will start flowing in, because they'll be getting funds from the government, and they'll start paying. And this will also help power industry, and especially JPL, to sign more MOUs or power purchase agreement, because up till now we are also very conservative, because the areas from where the money cannot come, those customers we are not entertaining to. So we were selling power only to those customers from where the money was secured, and through LC the money is coming. So if the proceeds come and such kind of action that continues, then I'm sure we can sign more PPAs, because the liquidity will be better.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Mr. Sharma, now you're being a little bit more realistic. Yes, this is good news. You have around 1,100 crores that are outstanding, but you're saying not all the money will come. So as per your estimate, how much should come? 50% of that is likely to come in? That's the first part. Second?
No.
No, in the next 15-20 days. That's what we're referring to.
I think there is a miscommunication. I'm not told that all the money will not come. I told that all the money in 2 weeks cannot come.
Correct, sir. Absolutely. That's the point, sir. So how much can come? There's no miscommunication, sir. We're going as...
But today is the first day.
True.
We are discussing with our customers, and we'll come back. I think they will also wait for the money to reach to them. I mean, yesterday only Finance Minister has did some announcement. I doubt that last night they have already remitted the money to the Discoms. So it is impossible. So I think it takes some time, maybe 2, 3, 4 days time to streamline the things. So, and we expect that 100% money will come. And but when it will come, how the modus operandi, what will be their paying behavior, I mean, that we have to see.
Okay, all right. So we're getting most of those points. Just to clarify and make sure there is no miscommunication, you're saying 1,100 crores and 50 odd is the outstanding amount from Discoms. You're expecting to receive the full money, and in the next 15 days or so, you will expect some part of this outstanding amount. We get that point, sir. Very quickly, you told us that your PLF is at around 75% odd. That is how your total capacity is more than 3,000 megawatt, right? So this is 75.
No, I'll tell you,
75%
of PLF. One is overall plant utilization, and the other is whatever plant is running.
Yes.
Out of that, what is the PLF? So I'm talking now. We have we are running about 1,850 megawatts now, and out of that, the PLF is 75%, and we are expecting that as soon as the liquidity increases and we sign more and more PPAs and we find more new customers, and once this all MSMEs and the industrial sector they start working, then we can utilize the entire capacity.
Yeah. Okay, so one final question. You've told us about the power segment, but the last time you joined us, we were also talking about that there was some debt obligation with regard to a Mauritius entity of around 150 million, if I'm not mistaken. You were looking at a moratorium out there that's been granted. Has that restructuring been done already, or is it likely to happen?
It is not related to JPL. It is related to JSPL, General Steel and Power.
Not to JPL.
So
Correct.
we have already discussed with the lenders, and we have agreed on a moratorium. So we are, after this lockdown is over and the traveling starts, I think we'll be in a position to sign a moratorium till 30th of September.
Right, Mr. Sharma, thanks a lot for stopping by and giving us the details of the power business. Though, had we had more time, we would have discussed the debt repayment plans and the capacity utilization at the steel business as well, but perhaps that conversation for another day. We'll take a short break, but before we do that, Money Control Pro has reached a new milestone, 200,000 active users. So that's 200,000 users of our actionable insights, impactful analysis and ideas for profits. More of that just at ₹1 per day. That's not all. You also avail exclusive benefits worth 20,000 rupees. Subscribe now. The coupon code is PRO365. That's Pro365. The offer valid till today only. So hurry and subscribe now. That's about Money Control Pro.